Hey guys, welcome back to SteamStax, and today I'm going to be reviewing Doom, the brand new first-person shooter that just came out for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Let me just start off this review by saying I went into this game not knowing what to expect. I had never played a Doom game other than Doom 3 for the original Xbox, and other than seeing a couple trailers, I had no idea what this game was really about. But after playing through the campaign and several hours of multiplayer, I can tell you that this game definitely took me by surprise. Let's dive right into it. The campaign is possibly one of the best experiences I've ever had with a first-person shooter. From the very beginning, when you get your first weapon and slap on your suit of armor, the goal is clear. Kill the ever-living out of any and all demon scum you come across. And let me tell you, killing demons in this game cannot be any more satisfying. You start out the game with a simple pistol and quickly start unlocking many of the game's weaponry. There are a total of 10 weapons that you can collect in the campaign, and almost all of them are able to be fitted with 2 separate mods that you're able to hot swap on the fly. Want a missile pod in your machine gun? Go for it. Want a grenade launcher in your shotgun? Why the fuck not? All these weapon mods have their own skill tree and can be upgraded to make your weapons even more devastating. Speaking of weapons, you'll have a pretty big arsenal at your disposal. Some of these weapons include the super shotgun, a Gauss cannon, a chainsaw, and you guessed it, the BFG. That's big fucking gun. And if you didn't think that was enough firepower, all the enemies in Doom are able to be glory killed. What's a glory kill, you might ask? It is possibly the single most badass mechanic in any video game ever. Any enemy in the game can be staggered when their health is low enough, and when they start flashing blue, you can run up and perform a killing blow animation. Some examples of this include beating a demon to death with its own arm, breaking off their horns and slitting its jugular, or my personal favorite, ripping out their heart and shoving it down their throat while it explodes. Yeah, did I mention this game is gory? You might think that these glory kills would get repetitive after a while, but each enemy has 4 or 5 unique killing animations depending on the angle at which you do it. With the vast number of enemies in the game, there are literally dozens of glory kill animations that you can do. Whether you like to keep your distance with longer range weapons or get up close and personal with short range weapons and glory kills, the combat in Doom is always extremely fast and addictive. Regardless of your playstyle, however, you always want to keep moving in order to survive. Stop for 1 second to catch your breath and your ass is grass. The fast combat is paired with one of the most appropriate soundtracks that I've ever heard for a video game. You'll be running around blowing up demons and performing glory kills to crazy metal music that I cannot stress enough makes the adrenaline rush of the combat so much better. Just listen. Isn't that fucking awesome? When the music kicks in, you know shit's about to get real. But that's enough about the gameplay, let's talk about the actual structure of the game itself. If you couldn't tell already, Doom is not your typical first-person shooter. It incorporates many RPG elements into the gameplay, such as the ability to upgrade your armor suit to make it more resistant, and as I said before, upgrading your weapons to make them more badass. Upgrading these things will take some exploring, however, as you need weapon points to upgrade your weapon mods and predator tokens to upgrade your suit. You can get weapon and armor upgrade points from completing certain sections of each level, and even finding some of the many secrets each level has, like hidden areas, Doom Guy action figures, and even classic Doom mats from the original game. All these secrets are usually pretty well hidden, and you have to do some serious exploring to find them all. These levels are massive, and I usually spend about 30 to 45 minutes on each level to find them all. Put in the time, however, and by the end of the game, you'll be rewarded with maxed out armors and weapons that will seriously help with your survival. All of these RPG elements really surprise me, as you don't exactly see these in most of the FPS titles that come out nowadays. They greatly increase the length of the campaign and add a good amount of replayability to the campaign. Even if you miss a secret, you can go back to that level with your current character and search for it any time in the campaign. I find myself revisiting many of the levels so I can get some upgrade tokens that I may have missed on my first run through the game. All of this makes Doom feel less like a linear experience, which is a huge plus in my book. Outside the weapon and armor tokens, you can also hold up to 3 runes, each having a different effect on your gameplay. Some of these runes include increasing your distance you can glory kill, vacuuming health and armor up from far distances like a magnet, or even making each enemy that you kill drop extra ammo. Depending on which of the several runes you choose to equip can have a major impact on your playstyle throughout the game. You can unlock these runes by completing mini games called Rune Trials that are usually pretty challenging to beat. Like other collectibles in the game, you first have to find the trials in each level and they can be pretty hidden. This brings me to my first major complaint about the game. What the fuck are these long ass load screens, Ed? Yes, I finally beat that Rune Trial. Now time to load back into the campaign. Seriously? I can learn fucking Mandarin Chinese in the time it takes to load this damn campaign. Nothing is worse to take you off your adrenaline high than sitting and staring at a glitchy ass loading screen for what seems like an eternity. Anyways, the difficulty in this game can range from extremely easy to hard as shit. Depending on the difficulty you play, you should expect to do many of the segments more than once. There are a total of 5 difficulties to play on in Doom. I played on the 3rd highest difficulty, Ultraviolence, and still had a pretty hard time on many of the levels in the campaign. After finishing the game, I had a hard time imagining beating on the 2nd highest difficulty, Nightmare, where you died in 2 or 3 shots, let alone Ultra Nightmare, where the difficulty is so hard that nobody, even the developers of the game, have beat it. How is that possible, you might ask? Ultra Nightmare difficulty is essentially Nightmare difficulty except for one key aspect. Die once, and you have to start the whole campaign all over again. Who would be so sadistic to even attempt this? Let's do this. Yeah, you want some of this, you little bitch? Blow it at your ass, motherfucker. I'm gonna make you regret the day you were born, you demon scum. Come and get some, and I died. Well, I won't be doing that again. One last aspect of the campaign that I haven't touched on yet is the story. Now you might be thinking, damn, a game with as good as gameplay as Doom has to have a mediocre story, right? How can it have such an average review on IGN if it didn't? Well, to that I say, IGN is a biased bunch of idiots who only give COD games good scores. And the story to this game is actually very solid for a first-person shooter. Yes, the plot of the game is predictable and straightforward, and yes, the main point of the game is to slaughter demons like you just don't care, but the story introduces some pretty interesting characters like Dr. Samuel Hayden and Olivia Pierce, all with some pretty fleshed out backstories that can be found with hidden collectibles throughout the game if you're into reading. I mean, look at all this backstory they can read about the characters and monsters in the game. If you're a huge Doom fanboy and are into the lore, there are literally hours of extra content that you can uncover about the different characters in the game. Each of the levels of the game has a solid motivation for you to be doing what you're doing as you try to stop the demon invasion on Mars. You'll constantly be traveling between the Mars Ardent facility to Hell, slaughtering tons of demons in a wild goose chase to stop the villain from unleashing hell on humanity. Doesn't that sound awesome? That's because it is awesome. That's because it is. The campaign is amazing from start to finish, with every level an adrenaline rush. You'll constantly be thinking, man, this has to be the last level, only to find out that there's another level even more intense than the last. I got about a total of 13 hours out of the single-player campaign, but that's with exploring and finding most of the collectibles. If you're a completionist, you'll be looking at around 16 hours, and if you don't care about exploring or finding collectibles, you're probably looking at around 8 to 9 hours. This definitely has to be one of my favorite first-person shooter campaigns that I've ever played, and I would entirely recommend this game based on the campaign alone. However, Doom also has a multiplayer that I haven't even started talking about yet. You can expect the same type of fast and addictive gameplay in the multiplayer that you experience in the campaign, with a total of 6 different match types to choose from. You have your classic team deathmatch, Soul Harvest, which is like Kill Confirmed in Call of Duty, Domination, Warpath, which is like Domination except there's only one point and moves around, Freeze Tag, which is like an elimination mode except your team can revive you, and Clan Arena, which is like a general elimination match with 1 life. I found all these modes to be pretty fun except for Team Deathmatch, which for some reason just seemed not to match the pace of the game. I don't know if it's the maps I played on, but generally I had way more fun outside of Team Deathmatch and playing other modes the game had to offer. The multiplayer has customizable classes like in Call of Duty where you can mix and match any of the 12 primary weapons. There's no direct customization to these weapons in terms of effectiveness, but you're able to customize the appearance of all these weapons with possibly the most in-depth weapon and armor editors in any game I've ever played. You can mix and match any of the dozens of armor sets you unlock, change the patterns they have as well as the colors on each, hell, even make your character covered in dirt or completely clean. There's a lot of customization in this game for sure, though. Well, I'm a filthy little boy. Filthy.
You gotta be max filthy.
Scratches. Absolutely immaculate. The amount of customization in this game puts games like Halo 5 to shame, as I had never seen 2 players exactly alike. As I've already said before, the gameplay regardless of what mode you play is very fast-paced and fun. The easiest comparison I can make is if Halo had a fast pace like a Call of Duty game has. If that weren't enough, each of the game modes outside of Freeze Tag and Clan Arena spawns power-ups called Demon Runes where you can transform into a giant demon and go on a killing spree. This is literally one of the most fun parts about multiplayer, and you'll have a stupid grin on your face the entire time you have it. Yes, I got it! I got it! Oh, baby! Rose! Smash! SteamStax smash! You want some of this, you little bitch? Surprise, motherfucker! I'm a big demon, motherfucker! I'm coming after... like, everybody's committing suicide because they're terrified of me. SteamStax smash! Rip your legs off! Raw! This should just be a mode on its own. This is excellent. This is actually also one of the criticisms about multiplayer that people have, as these rooms can drop anywhere during the match and anyone can pick it up and go on a massive kill streak. But an important thing to remember is that this game isn't exactly supposed to be competitive, it's supposed to be fun. It is not expecting there to be MLG tournaments for this game, people. I hate the direction that some of these other games are going, making the multiplayer super balanced, but what they don't realize is that by doing this, it takes away a lot of the fun of some of the aspects of the game that might be called overpowered by competitive players. Games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare had this formula done right in my opinion, where even though that there are some kill streaks and weapons that are clearly overpowered, overpowered, they just were plain fun. And that is what the Doom multiplayer does right. Do I expect it to hold up when games like Overwatch and Battlefield 1 come out? Probably not, but take the multiplayer for what it is and you'll have a good time. Okay, IGN? Not everything has to be MLG worthy. Overall, Doom provides a fast and intense experience that's really the first of its kind. With an amazing campaign and solid multiplayer, the game is a no-brainer in my opinion. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, and neither should you. Just go out and get it and have a good time with it. On my official SteamStax rating scale, patent pending, I would give this game a solid 9 out of 10. You'll definitely get your money's worth for this game, and I would without a doubt go pick this one up as soon as possible. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is my first full-fledged game review that I've done for about a year and a half now since Borderlands the pre-sequel. Yeah, please don't go and watch that one, it's super bad. I put a ton of time and work into this one, so I really want to hear your feedback in the comments. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for some more game reviews, builds, guides, you name it. Also, follow me on Twitter for updates on this channel or to know when I'm streaming. Thanks guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!
Stop.